Hey, how are you all? Right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever be it. So, how are you all? I wish and I hope you are safe. Just be safe, be joyful, and keep smiling. Just be safe, huh? First thing, be safe. Second, be joyful. Fine. Okay, then we'll continue with our discussion. What we were studying is class 6 physics. Now we are in chapter 2 physical quantity and measurement as discussed. This is lecture 6. So this means that prior to this we have already discussed 5 lectures. Previous one was related to measurement of mass. Previous to that, measurement of length. Measurement of length and measurement of mass. The discussion related to mass and length has been already covered. Today what we'll discuss is, we'll discuss about measurement of time. What we are actually studying is physical quantity and measurement. The 4 fundamental physical quantity which we want to study is mass, length, time and temperature. Mass and length we have already studied. Today we'll study about time, and the next lecture we'll study about temperature. These are 4 fundamental physical quantities. Fundamental physical quantities. Now the word fundamental means, what does the word fundamental means? The word fundamental simply means that these physical quantities have no relation between them. They are completely independent of each other. Fine, I just point this out clearly. I just note this down. Just understand this point very clearly. The physical quantity which we are studying is 4 types. That is length, mass, time, temperature. These are 4 fundamental physical quantities. Why fundamental? Because they are independent of each other. They are independent of each other. After this we can have another physical quantities which are called derived physical quantities. Fine. So I hope you are ready. Please take out your exercise book and pencil and we'll start writing with me. Please go and take your exercise book and pencil, pen, whatever you have, so that you can note down the points as we go through the video. Fine? Okay, then we'll start with the class. Okay, come on, let's start. First thing, what is time? Fine. Now, what do we actually mean is time is the interval between two events. The interval between 2 events is called time. Means, suppose this pen is over here. This is the first event. Now this pen moved on to this point. This is second event. What is the duration between these 2 events? What is the interval between these 2 events? That is, what is the time taken between these 2 events? Like you are watching this video, what is the interval of this video? Just check it over there. What is the interval of the video? Something around 30 minutes. That is the time for the video. Interval means what is the duration of the video. That is, what is the time of the video. Simple as that. Now, we have already discussed this point that when it comes to unit of time, we have 3 types of system: CGS system, FPS system and MKS system, which is also known as the SI system. CGS means I hope you remember the full form. CGS, FPS, MKS, centimeter, gram second, foot, pound second, meter, kilogram second. This is also known as SI unit. SI stands for Standard International. Fine. In all these three units, the unit of time is second. Yes. In all the three systems, CGS system, in all these three systems, the unit of time is second. Fine. Now we move on to the multiple units of time. Second, multiple units of time, that is second. Now the word multiple, what it means is units bigger than meter, units bigger than second. We have many units. First one is minute, M-I-N-U-T-E, minute. We can write symbol as M-I-N. And 1 minute is a bigger unit. How much bigger? That is the point. 1 minute is a bigger unit. Easy? Are you getting the point? 1 minute is a bigger unit. How much bigger? We all know 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. You have to remember this. Second is hour. H. And 1 hour we all know is equals to 60 minutes. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. But at the same time, and 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. So this 1 hour is equals to 60 into 1 minute, which is equals to 60 into 1 minute is 60 seconds. 60 seconds, which is equals to 3 into 3, 36, 00 seconds. That is, what we get is, first we must remember that 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds, 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. At the same time, 1 hour is equals to 3600 seconds. I hope this is clear to you. 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. Perfect. We all know. Everyone knows. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. Perfect. Fine. Now this 1 hour, which is equals to 60 minutes, can be written as 60 into 1 minute, 60 into 60. That is 1 hour is equals to 60 seconds. Clear? Now, the other units can also be, other unit is day, D-A-Y, day. And 1 day is equals to 24 hours. 1 day is equals to 24 hours. Everyone knows, yeah. There's nothing to say about it. 1 day is equals to 24 hours. Now just see, 1 hour is equals to how much second? Therefore, 1 day can also be written as 24 hours. Just try to remember. 24 hours means 24 into 1 hour. 24 into 1 hour. Now this 1 hour can be written as 60 minutes. 24 into 60 minutes. That is equals to how much? 6 4s are 1440 minutes. So you get another thing, that 1 day in minutes can be written as 1440 minutes. I hope you got the point. Means what we are doing is, we can convert minute into seconds, we can convert hours into minutes as well as into seconds. We can convert day in hours. At the same time, we can convert day into minutes. And at the same time, we can also convert day is equals to this much minute. Oh, sorry. I made a mistake. 6 into 4, 24, carry 2. No, it's fine. Fine. 1 day is equals to this much minute. But suppose question is asked, 1 minute is equals to how much second? So what we'll do is 1 minute is equals to 14400 into 1 minute, which is equals to 1440 into 60 seconds. And when you multiply these two, I know how you, at least now you should know how to multiply. If you multiply 1440 with 60, I hope I have a space below. Yes, I do have a space. Then you will get 1 day is equals to 86400 seconds. I hope you got the point. Fine. Finally, we have one more unit. I'll add over here. I'll just add over here. This is 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. 1 is year. 1 year. We say 1 year, ek saal, 1 year. Then 1 year is equals to how many days? In terms of days, it's equals to 365 days. Fine. 1 year is equals to approximately 365 or 366 days, depending upon it's a leap year or not. But we'll take it to be 365 days. And this 365 days can be also converted into seconds. And once you do that, if you multiply 365 by 86400, you'll get it into seconds, and it will come out to be around 3.15 into 10 to the power 7 seconds. 3.15 into 10 to the power 7 seconds. This is all you know. You must remember. This is all, everything you must know. 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. This is everything you should know. See, the basic idea is you must know how to convert minute into seconds. Hour is minute. How much second? Just multiply by 60. You should know how to convert from one unit to the other unit. Is it clear? Time is what actually? The interval between two events. When two events has occurred, what is the duration between these two events is called time. When two events has occurred, what is the duration between these two is called time. We have three system of units. Systems. CGS, FPS, MKS. MKS is also known as SI system. In all these systems, the SI unit of time is seconds. Then we have multiple units of second, which is minute, hour. 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes, and so on, blah blah blah. Chalo, now we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, finally, come on. Now we'll move on to the next topic. I just give a brief revision once again. Because what we have discussed prior to this is very important. Just note this. We know that 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes, which can also be written as in terms of seconds as 3600 seconds. 1 day is equals to 124 hours, which is equals to 1440 minutes, which is equals to 86400 seconds. Means day is equal to 24 hours, itna minutes, this much seconds. And then finally 1 year is equals to 365 days. We can also convert this into minute, we can also convert this into second, but we are not bothered about it. 3.15 into 10 to the power 7 seconds. This can be done. You must remember this. Okay, now we'll move on to the next aspect of how to actually measure time. Let's see, we know what is time, we know the different units of time, so how do we actually measure time? How? With the help of pendulum clock or watch. With the help of pendulum clock or watch clock. We'll discuss about pendulum clock. What is true for pendulum clock is equally true for watch, with slight difference. Just a slight difference is there. Just a slight difference. We'll point out later on. But let's try to understand how a pendulum clock actually works. Chalo, we'll start. Okay, I hope everyone has seen at least a pendulum clock. A big circle. Over here is a fixed axle, something at a center. This is called fixed axle. This is fixed axle, fixed wheel, which rotates. That much you know. Then what you have is, you have 12 markings. 1, 12, 3, 6, 9. And then we have individual also, like 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Fine. Then after this we have 12 markings. Just try to understand. Just try to have patience. Have patience. The center is fixed. The center is fixed. Over here we have a wheel. Become there. Now we have 12 markings. Now these, in between two markings, in between two consecutive markings, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In between two markings, there is a total of 5 markings in between. In between these two, there are 5 markings. See, overall there are 12 markings, but in between there are 5 markings. What is the total number of markings? In between there are 5 markings. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's in total. In total, there are 60 markings. I hope this point is clear. I hope this point is very much clear. This is termed as dial clock. Dial of clock. Now this dial has 12 markings. In between these markings we have 5 markings. Therefore total there are 12 markings. That is 60. That is 60 small divisions. That is, in a clock there are total of 60 small divisions. I hope it's clear. Is it clear? Good. Now let's give it a shape. Suppose this is a wood. This is a wood, and over we have a pendulum. This is the pendulum. This is the pendulum. This is the pendulum. This is the bob of the pendulum. Doesn't matter. Okay. This is the bob of the pendulum. Now, just try to understand. If this is the bob of the pendulum, this is the bob of the pendulum, what will happen? The pendulum will go this way, it will come back here, it will go to the other end and come back here. This motion is called one oscillation. Just try to understand. Just try to understand. Please try to understand. This is the rest position. Now if the bob goes to the right, then back to its original position, then over here, then over here. This motion is called one oscillation. It can go to one end, come back, other end, then come back to. This is called one oscillation. And the time taken to complete one oscillation is called 2 seconds. I hope this is clear. This is the bob pendulum. Ting, 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 ting. This is called one oscillation. And the time taken to complete one oscillation is called 2 seconds. Fine. In other words, just try to understand now. Here's the trick. In other words, can we say the time taken for the pendulum to reach from one extreme position, one end, to the other end is 1 second. This is the pendulum. It goes, it comes, it goes, and again comes. It takes 2 seconds. That means each path, that means if you want to come from here to here, one end to the other end, total it takes 2 seconds. Fine. Therefore, from one end to other end, it will take how many time? Ding, 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 ding. 2 seconds. Therefore, for the pendulum to come from here to here, it will take 1 second. I hope this is clear. This has to be clear with you. This has to be very much clear with you. You must calm down. First thing is you must understand what is one oscillation. What is one oscillation? This pendulum is over here, it goes this goes back, rest position, one end, comes back to rest position, other end, and again to rest. One oscillation. Time taken to one oscillation 2 seconds. Therefore, for the pendulum to move, in other words, from one end to the other end only is 1 second. Now, this is the fixed wheel which has an axle in it. There are three arms. One is second arm. Let's make second arm a bit bigger. This is the second arm. This is my second hand. SECUND, second hand or arm. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't, no problem. Now, a bit smaller than this, just a bit smaller than this is the minute arm, minute hand, and even much smaller than this is the hour hand, HOURR hand. So in total there are 3, mostly in general there has to be 3, but now since technology has advanced they just use 2 or 1. It doesn't matter. But this is the basic how it works. Fine. Now try to understand. Now try to understand. Just try to be with me. I'll just discuss at the end, but just try to be with me. This is the second arm. This is the second arm. Now, when the second arm completes one oscillation, come there wait. When the pendulum, the time taken by the pendulum to move from one end to the other end is 1 second. The time taken by the pendulum to move from one end to the other end is 1 second. So, the time in which the pendulum moves from 1 second, one end to the other end, the second arm moves by 1 second. If the pendulum moves from here to here, in that time, the second arm will move by one division. The time in which the pendulum will move from one extreme to other extreme is 1 second. So the second arm will move from one division to one division. When the second arm completes one complete revolution, that means it has made 60 seconds. 60 seconds, that is equivalent to 1 minute. And that is, see, it's very everything is interlinked, so you have to be very much careful. Okay, I'll just write it down. That's just fine. Just try to understand what I've said. Okay, first let us discuss these points which has been already mentioned here. See, pendulum completes one oscillation in 2 seconds. We have already discussed about this, that the pendulum completes one oscillation in 2 seconds. Therefore, 1 second is the time. 1 second is the time for pendulum to move from one extreme end to the other extreme end. If the pendulum moves from one extreme end to another extreme end, the time taken is 1 second. It's very clear. This is one extreme end. It takes 1 second. The circular dial, this is the circular dial, has 12 markings. These 12 markings, and each marking is further divided into 5 small divisions. Over here we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Including this also. Means over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means each marking has 5 divisions. Hence, a dial has a total of 60 small divisions. 12 into 5, how much? 60. Now, 3 needle arms are attached to the axle. Over here we have a gear wheel. Over here we have a gear wheel. 3 arms. Second, minute, hour hand. 3 needle arms. Is this much clear? Now we'll move on to the next part. Okay, finally, let's get to the end of the discussion. See, when the pendulum moves from one extreme end to one other extreme end, it takes 1 second. So in that time, the second arm will move by one small division. The second arm will move by one small division in the time when the pendulum moves from one extreme to another extreme. Is this clear? The second arm moves by one small division in the time when the pendulum moves from one extreme end to another extreme end, because the time in which the pendulum moves from one extreme end to the other extreme end is 1 second. That is, the second arm will move by one division. Now, when the second arm completes one complete rotation, one complete round, that is, it has made 60 seconds. So in that, the minute arm will now move by one small division. The minute arm will move by one small division, means 1 minute, only when the second arm completes one round. The minute arm moves by one small division when the second arm covers one complete round, that is 60 seconds. Fine. Now, the R arm moves by 5 small division. If it's 10 over here, then if it has to be 1 hour, then the hour hand must move from 7 to 8, and in between 7 to 8 there are 5 divisions. Therefore, for 1 hour to be completed, the hour arm must move by 5 small divisions. This happens when the minute arm covers one complete round. That is, when the minute arm will complete one complete rotation, that is 1 hour. These things I know you already know, but for sake of completion I'm just saying it. The watch clock also has the same feature, nothing to worry about it. With slight differences, we'll discuss about that sometime later. And to measure small interval of time, we have stopwatch or stop clock. This is all about measurement of time. Unit of time is second, multiple units are there, you must know the relation. And then we have a pendulum clock, you must know how it actually works. Fine? Okay, then we'll end the discussion over here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Thank you so much.